Hey guys, this is OddOneGaming. This is going to be another Raid Shadow Legends video. Today we're going to talk about the Bateater comp, which is one of the most used comps in the game for clan boss, because it's so easy to set up and build if you have the right champs, and it's one of the comps that everybody loves to use because you just put it to start. It's full auto from the start and it can be easily one key on all difficulties, all affinities. Just depends on what DPS champ used. For today we are in our buddy Shadowfett or Sunlance's account, as he's known on my Twitch chat, and we are going to showcase the Bateater comp like I mentioned with Jintoro. The reason why I'm doing this on his account is because I do not have a Jintoro myself. I've recently built one for him and I wanted to make a full guide for if in case other people want to build this one, so they know what they need to look out for, what they need to know, the speeds they need to get, and all of that. So let's get started. The first thing that I want to talk about is, as usual, I want to talk about the masteries. Usually for the Bateater comp, you want to take the masteries going down the offense tree and the defense tree. On the offense tree, you obviously go the damage type, crit rate, crit damage, grim resolve, because you get more damage as you will be under 50% most of the time because you're gonna lose your HP. You want to take life drinker so you can heal up when doing the War Master procs, and then going down the damage route and getting the War Master. So these are the ones that you usually care about. And this, apart from life drinker, anything else you can take whatever you want depending on what other areas of the game you will be using. Let me move myself out of the way so I can show the defensive ones as well. So when we go the defense tree, it doesn't really matter. I mean, the standard ones get more defense, less damage from AoEs, resurgent in case you're gonna use in other areas like, I don't know, Doom Tower dungeons or even arena, even though you will, I don't know if you would use Jintoro for arena. Delay death, it's again whatever, you can take anything else, but the only mastery that you care about on the defense tree is the retribution. Why is that? The reason is because you will be getting attacked after on Ultra Nightmare, especially after turn 7, 8 or maybe 10. The clan boss will hit so hard that he's always gonna deplete more of 25% of your champion's max HP. And because of that, they have a good chance of counterattacking and doing more damage because of the War Master and obviously their raw damage. So this is one mastery that is a must always on the Bateater comps, or on any unkillable usually. If you get unkillables with Maneater, this is what you do. If you use unkillable with somebody like Roshkar the Tower or with Demetha, it's a different story. But we're not talking about today. So as you see, these are the masteries that we used on every single champion. The bases, the one that I said about getting the War Master and the retributions are the same. You might just have different masteries, I don't know, on the spare ones, I guess, the spare masteries that you wouldn't use. So for this type of team is mostly revolves around the same basis. You have the two Maneaters, you have the Seeker, and you have the Painkeeper. So in this case we have the fast Maneater, which is going to be 267. He can be from 265 and can go up. I think it has quite a wide range to go up, but it has to be a minimum of 265. We built his Maneater in a toxic set because we could reach that higher speed because he had some good toxic set, and we got him to be the speed that I mentioned, 267, 2.9k attack, 159 crit damage. Now when we look at the slow Maneater, we built him in whatever set to do damage, but we built him to be minimum of 247 speed. This is the minimum he has to be. Normally for the Bateater comps, the slow Maneater has to be between 240 and you can go high range, 250, 260 I think. But with Jintoro, because of his passive, you need him to be at least 247, otherwise the slow Maneater goes out of tune. What passive am I talking about is, let me show you on Jintoro, it's this one. Alter meter fill effects are increased by 50% when used on this champion. And who do we get our turn meter filled by? That's Seeker. Seeker always does this on his A2. So in order for this one to work, with Jintoro to be the DPS, you need your slow Maneater to be 247. So we have him at 247, 3k attack, 233 crit damage. Let's have a look at Seeker. Seeker, we just wanted damage. We have him at 250 speed. This one can be lower, it can be a little bit higher. It has quite a decent range. The reason why I put 250 speed is because we want, in the Bateater, we want to run a Retribution on Painkeeper. In order to be able to run Retribution on Painkeeper, you need to have a 10 speed difference between Painkeeper and Seeker. If you do not have that, it runs out of sync. So I think it's the minimum of 8, but 10 is like the safe spot. So we have our Seeker at 250 speed, 4.1k attack, 216 crit damage. And now Painkeeper, like I mentioned, she's 10 speeds slower than Seeker, so she can have this Retribution Mastery where she counterattacks. Otherwise, the reason why we'll go out of tune is because of her A1 giving her turn meter. So if the speed difference between the two is less than 8, then this will make it go out of sync and it will not work. And we have our Painkeeper going at 240 speed, 3k attack, 1.9k defense, 217 crit damage. Normally when you're running a team with somebody that doesn't bring poisons, like Jintoro, he brings just the decreased defense and weaken, you want to have, if possible, 2 people in your team with toxic sets. The reason why we didn't do this one, we didn't do Painkeeper as well in a toxic set, is because when he uses Feign instead of Jintoro on Force and Ultra Nightmare, where Jintoro cannot make it to be 1 key unless it's like really good RNG or extremely good gear, he only wanted to have 1 because Feign has poisons in her kit. But let's look at what Jintoro actually does. So on his A1, attacks one enemy, grabs an extra turn if this attack kills an enemy. That one doesn't work obviously because you cannot kill the clan boss. On his A2, attacks one enemy, steals 100% of the target's turn meter. Again, doesn't work on the clan boss. Decreases the cooldown of Oni's rage by 1 turn if the target is immune to turn meter reduction effects, which obviously is gonna be the clan boss. And Oni's rage is his A3. His A3 is a really insane skill and can do insanely good raw damage. What does this one do? Attacks one enemy, places 60% decreased defense and 25% weaken debuff for 2 turns. Will attack 5 times, not 1, 5 times instead of 1 on every 4th use of this skill against the same target in 1 round. So basically, this one's on a 3-turn cooldown, but when he uses his A2 as well, he gets the cooldown to a 2-turns cooldown. Therefore, he's gonna use this skill a lot in the clan boss. That's why he can dish out an insane amount of raw damage. We already talked about his aura, he also about his passive. He also brings a really good aura, increases ally attack in all battles by 29%, which is gonna be really good because everybody in the team has damage scaling by attack, including Painkeeper on her A1. Her damage is based on defense and attack, and on her A2, HP and attack. So the more attack she gets, the more damage she will do herself. So let's take this one in for a spin. Let me also show you the presets that make it go full auto from the start, no issue. So you can just play it, go and do whatever you have to do around the house for 15-20 minutes, come back, your key will be done, and if you have the right gear, it will be an easy 1 key. Ultra Nightmare, Nightmare, Brutal, Hard, doesn't matter. The only caveat is that on Ultra Nightmare Force, it might not be 1 key as I mentioned earlier, depending on the gear that you have. If you have insanely good gear, it could be a 1 key on that one. So let me show you the presets. So on Jintoro, there's no presets. He will use the right things. He will do all his rage, blood freeze, his A1, he's fine. On the fast man eater, you want to have like this: priority with ancient blood, A2 as a second priority. Reason why I'm doing this is because sometimes the man eaters do not like to use their A2 and they might use A1 instead if there's no decreased attack on the boss, which you do not want to land with them. So I prioritize the A2 because the A2 does a lot more damage than the A1. Second man eater, you have the same thing: priority ancient blood, siphon, which is his A2 second priority, but he opens with his A2. Same thing, opens with the A2, then it will fall into sync really easy. For Seeker, because of Jintoro's passive that gives him extra turn meter, you have to make him open with the A1 instead of leaving it full auto like it would work with the other Bateater comps with any like with the other DPSs. So here you definitely want to make Seeker open with the A1, and then Painkeeper, same thing, priority A1 and A2, just making sure she uses the right skills. Okay, let's go in and see how this one goes. It's like I said, you just click start, you select the preset, you click start, and it goes full auto from the start. Doesn't matter affinity, even if it's like, if it's void, if it's spirit, doesn't matter the affinity, the team will always be full auto. No issues, everything works perfectly. It's one of the, honestly, it's a beautiful team to see, especially with Jintoro, because it's insanely nice when he does his Oni rage and does those 5 attacks. The damage output can go up to like 1 million when he does that, or even higher. And it's a pretty awesome team, honestly. It's just a pretty awesome team. I love it. Like, if I had Jintoro on my account, I would definitely try to squeeze him in somehow in my team, even though I'm using like a different comp. But let's see. So at this point we're already into 2, and as you see, we always have the unkillable, we always have the block debuffs, so we will never worry about getting killed, we will never worry about getting the debuffs on ourselves. On his second AoE, when he goes to affinity, we never worry about getting stunned, so stuff goes out of sync. It just goes really smooth. So I'm just wanting to see, and hopefully I can catch it in time when he does his on his rage. Okay, it might be the next one. I wanted to see if I can catch it in time and slow it down when he does his like I said, his A3 and does that 5-hitter. It's just an insane amount of damage. And after that, I will just take myself out of screen. So let's see. Look at that. 80k and then 175, 171, 160, 165. So that's just insane damage. If it was like, if he had better gear on him, that would have been crazy. I actually forgot to show the gear that I put on Jintoro. I will show it at the end. He's running a relentless set. Because of the way the Bateater works and the speeds that we have, the DPS in this team, which in this case is Jintoro, can run relentless. Therefore, he's gonna have a bigger chance of coming back to his A3 and dish out that insane amount of damage. So let me take myself out of off of the screen, guys. Let you enjoy this, and I will come back at the end to see the outcome and to show you the gear and the stats that we have on Jintoro. See you in a bit, guys. And we're back, guys. Look at this damage. Look at this beautiful, insane damage. Like I said, you've seen that the debuff bar was never full because we only have one person in toxic, but still, that's enough damage for us to easily 1 key. If we didn't have enough damage, we could easily put Painkeeper as well in a toxic set, and we could easily reach that 1 key value. So let's look at this. 82.55 million damage. Look at Jintoro's damage, 28.7 million. That's insane damage. Manito's 13.6, 13.3, 18 from Seeker, and 8.5k from Painkeeper. Painkeeper doesn't do a lot of damage. If we had her in Toxic, she would have been at 10, 11 as well. The reason why everybody has such a good balanced damage overall is because of Jintoro's decreased defense and weaken that he always has placed on the boss. So this is a pretty insane team. Let me show you Jintoro's build because, like I said, I forgot to show it at the beginning. So Jintoro's speed is 221. He can be, I think, from 218 to 19 to like a higher range. I usually try to make him around 220 as like the general DPSs to make sure everything works well. 4.8k attack, 202 crit damage. So it's not the most insane gear in the world. This is what we could achieve in Relentless. And also he has 238 accuracy because he needs that accuracy in order to place his decreased defense and weaken, therefore boosting everybody else's damage. You could also build him in a reflex set if you want to, which decreases the cooldown, and have him maybe only use the A3, or you can use both because they're on short cooldowns. So you could put a reflex set if you don't have any good Relentless on your account, or you can just build any set. Or if you have good Fury set, which increases your damage by the more HP they lose, which they're gonna lose a lot of HP, that could even boost his damage. Or you could have one of the Man-Eaters in Fury, and so on. There's different other options that you can boost your damage if you're not close to that 1 key territory. At the same time, improving your Great Hall on the affinities that use in the team is a really good idea to be able to, you know, get to that 1 key territory. But I'm quite sure that if you have these champions already, and with him at the DPS, even if you don't have the most insane, but if you have decent gear, it should be an easy 1 key. As I showed, this one was 82 million. Without any issue. The only problem, as I said at the beginning, is Force on Ultra Nightmare. At that point, it's not as easily a 1 key. You have to have really good gear in order to do that. So that will be it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope this one helps you out there. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel to see when I upload next. Also, please leave down in the comments, let me know what other team you would like me to do a guide, what other clan boss team you would like me to do a guide, and I will read through your comments, and I can make videos for those teams as well, so you will have an easy guide. I mean, there's lots of them out there as well, but you know, I like to do them as well. Maybe some people enjoy the way that I explain it more than others. I don't know. Anyway, I've rambled enough, guys. I will leave you and take care till next time. Peace. Love you all. Bye, guys.